And then from here I'm gonna fling, I'm gonna fling green onion all over the kitchen. Spaghetti. Japanese mushroom spaghetti. Now, the Italians have made a thing of spaghetti, and the Japanese went out into the world in the mid-1800s, and they went around and they embraced Western culture until they sort of locked it down for a while. But they got a lot of really bent chopsticks. Let me fix that. So the Japanese adopt a lot of different cultures. They do. They take a lot of foods from other cultures and they sort of uniquely make them their own. I've got some water boiling. Trying to make this as quick as possible. Water boiling. I'm just going to throw a little spaghetti in there. Let's turn on this guy too. So we're going to be looking mostly at this pan. But I've got this guy set up over here so you can see what I'm doing. Let's take a second and look at it. So let's roll that high speed. So of course we're doing garlic. Garlic is in everything. I'm doing shallots in this one. Shallots are good. Then I get this package of 3 different kinds of mushrooms. Shiitake, king oyster, and oyster. And then I think I'm going to finish with a little bit of green onion. Let's just get this in. Because this is a 8-minute pasta, 9 to 11 minutes. And you know I do less. So I don't have very much water in the pan because I'm not cooking very much pasta. Yeah. Good catch. Single serving. Regular pasta, leaving it whole, not breaking it. We're going to undercook it. It's going to be al dente. We're going to do, if it says 9 to 11 minutes, we're probably going to do 8. Okay, pasta in. Olive oil in. Garlic and shallots in at the same time. We'll let those flavor up the oil just a little bit. There's a couple things I want to go over that seem important. Move the pasta around a little bit so that it doesn't clump up. We are going to use some of the pasta water, but this isn't quite as intensely use the pasta water as some of the other stuff. So now we're just getting the oil starting to get infused with a little bit of the shallot and garlic. It smells good in here. So in with the oyster mushrooms, in with the shiitakes, and king oyster. I'm reserving the green onion for a little bit later. From here you can salt and pepper, but only salt and pepper a little bit. I'm going to go over the last 3 key ingredients. So this is just a little pinch. Just force of habit. Cooking force of habit. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of this action. It's on a pretty high heat. We're going to let it go. Ingredients wise, this is handashi. Bonito soup stock. Bonito's a fish that's dried and they shave it up. You can get it as flakes. This is mixed with monosodium glutamate, MSG. Don't believe the lies. Don't believe my mother. Second ingredient. So this is going to have a lot of umami and weird fishy flavors. This is straight up soy sauce. So this is going to be your salt. You use just a little bit. Go easy on it. Start with like less than a tablespoon, or less than a teaspoon, and then move on from there if you feel like you can taste it and it's okay. So these are starting to get really good. We're just softening them up. You can brown them a little bit. And then the last ingredient is going to be a little butter. I'm just going to pull everything away from my face. I'm an old man and I'm wearing glasses. 7 tablespoons. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to use one of these slices. 1 tablespoon. And that's just going to enrich in it a little bit. So pasta going. This in here. This is a good time we can steal some of the pasta water. We don't need much of it. We're not making the same kind of emulsification that we're doing in some of the other recipes, the cacio e pepe or the magic pasta water. It's still the magic pasta water. It also slows the cooking in this pan. If the stuff in the pan can't get above 212 degrees, then it's not going to burn. Your burning Maillard reaction, sugar is going crazy, getting burnt, all happens in the 300 to 400 degree range. Science. And I could be wrong about that. I'm just going to cut it right out. I don't care. So yeah, they're still kind of thick. They don't flop over real well. I'll put it in front of myself. There we go. So, still has a few minutes. Okay, these are perfect. I'm turning it off until I get the pasta in there. Everything's soft, everything's incorporated, nothing's burnt. Garlic is looking, I assume this is garlic, looking really good. Who knew? I'll cut a knob of butter. Another rule about this. After the pasta's in the pan, we're going to add just a couple little grains of this. So they're just little grains, little tiny grains. No bigger than grains. Don't pour it out, don't pour it out, don't pour it out. Camera's over here. This is a funky flavor. This is, on the first bite, it is a very, very funky flavor. And then once you warm up to the idea that you're not eating a normal pasta, it's pretty good. You do have to kind of be used to the Japanese flavors a little bit. Bonito can be taxing on people who don't like oily fish. So if you're not a fan of salmon or mackerel or any other thousands of fatty fish out there, then maybe Bonito's not for you. But if you like Japanese food and you like some of the miso soups and stuff like that, and you don't know what that flavor is, that thing when you're eating something, one of the Japanese dishes, anything with some of the sauces like the ajidashi or the tofu, cold tofu. Anytime you're eating those things and you've got like this flavor, but you can't pin it down, that's going to be something like Bonito. It's a hidden kind of unknown flavor. And once you've had it, you're like, oh, of course. Yes. I know what that is. It's stronger in this dish because you're putting it directly in. You're doing a little butter and soy, which is anytime, day or night, butter and soy go together like Yoko and John. It was John Lennon's birthday yesterday, I think. Tip of the hat. Little tip of the hat. John Yoko. He's from the Beatles, if you're... Never mind. Anyway, our alarm's gone off. We're going to grab the pasta tongs. You let the water drip out because they're slotted, and then we just put them in here. Okay, these are al dente noodles. They're going to take a few minutes to cook through here. They're actually breaking because they're kind of fragile. You can't see the broken ones in here. I got you now. Oh, go back to chopsticks. So, filling this in. This is where we're going to use some pasta water. Use one of my little glass jars. It's not pasta water. Now, I said this isn't as much as the magic pasta water, but some butter in, a little bit more fat. But I think in some ways it's probably exactly the same. I cook pasta this way all the time. I don't know why. So anyway, here we go with our little bit of brushing. I'm just going to pull some granules out. And that's enough. There's probably 35 granules there. And packaging you don't see in America. This is made in Japan. It's got Braille on it. So take that, American food products. Take that, ableist American food products. Okay, chopsticks are great and all. We're doing this. Okay, so. Yep, got some of that flavor in there. Now we're going to go real easy on this. I'm actually going to plug the hole with my finger. And I'm just going to put probably a little more than a teaspoon. And then from here I'm gonna fling, I'm gonna fling green onion all over the kitchen. That was as unintentional as anything has ever been. Okay. Let me give it a quick taste. Straight out of the pan. Yeah, soy sauce. A little fishy MSG. You could even use a little more. Use a little more water. I'm gonna use just a skosh more. I buy these in different packages. I buy the Hondashi in different packages, and the single serving seems to have slightly thicker crystals. So you get more of a punch with fewer. Yeah, this is good. This is done. And I'm going to plate it for you, turning off the pasta water. This has been my go-to guy. Not going to work. So this was one person serving. So let's take a look at what we've got here. It's mushrooms, green onions, spaghetti, regular Italian spaghetti. Perfect. It's cooked with a little bit of soy sauce, some butter. What do you got here? Yeah, look at that guy. Butter has salt in it. We added a little salt as we cooked it. We're doing some green onion, mostly for color. Now we're going to do gratuitous eating on film. Yeah, this is film. Roll cameras. Yeah, I'm used to it now, but it's a very unexpected flavor. And for all the Italian dishes you're not expecting soy sauce. You're not expecting a fish flavor. And straight up bunches of mushrooms. I don't think my one of my kung fu teachers is even going to get near this video. She hates mushrooms with a passion. So she will probably retch at the title. I'm not even going to shout out. I'm not even going to say hi, Maria. What would be the point? Yeah, really solid. It's a good meal. I have it for breakfast. I'm weird. I have weird breakfast foods. It's the only time of day where everybody else doesn't really matter because they get their own thing. Breakfast is that meal where I get to play and experiment and stuff. So I do weird things. So I'll eat around 10 or 11 in the morning and I'll have made some kind of crazy pasta dish or something. And my wife really does like this. I think she was a little upset that I made it without her because she just had a bacon, egg, ciabatta thingy that looked delicious. I mean, I made it. I didn't eat it. You didn't know these flavors go together. But now you do. And you can go make it. You can go cook this. You can go cook something. But first you have to subscribe. Because I have 44 subscribers. And I'm very proud of every one of you. I'm probably related to half of you. And the other half I've known for most of my life. It is remarkably hard to eat pasta on camera. You're like, it's Japanese food, so I can slurp it, right? Also, I'm not trying to culturally appropriate here. Just because it's Japanese pasta, totally use a fork. I wouldn't do the fork and spoon thing. That's really not a better result here. Also, if I'm going to be honest, could use a little more soy sauce.